Okay, good evening, everyone. So today we will discuss about a service called a CloudWatch. So coming to this CloudWatch, the CloudWatch is an Amazon managed service which we can use as a monitoring and alerting tool. By using this CloudWatch, we can monitor all the resources and we can create some alerts also. So what is the use of like monitoring, or what is the use of alerting? Like, let us say you are running an EC2 instance. So sometimes the CPU might goes more than like 60, 70, 80%, right? So we cannot log in continuously and we cannot observe what is the CPU utilization and everything. So by using this monitoring service, this CloudWatch service will continuously monitor the utilization of all your resources. By default, it will monitor everything, but it will not send you any alerts. We have to create the alerts for a specific threshold value. Let us say the CPU is 70%. I would like to receive an alert notification that whenever the CPU is going more than 70%. By using this CloudWatch, we can create an alert so that it will send you an email notification whenever the CPU is going more than 70%. Just for an example, I took the 70% of the CPU. You can check network, outgoing network traffic, incoming network traffic, and how many users got connected on your load balancer. Each and every information we can monitor and we can create the alerts. And here we are not responsible for running the CloudWatch service. Amazon is maintaining this CloudWatch service as a managed service. Just we are going to use that particular service. Coming to this CloudWatch, the CloudWatch is AWS managed monitoring and alerting service. So the CloudWatch is AWS managed service, which will provide a monitoring and alerting. So first, what is the meaning of a monitoring? Like observation, right? Monitoring is nothing but an observation. So what exactly it is going to monitor? So we say like, okay, billing alarm is one example. So in that billing alarm, we monitored the total estimated charges for a given month, right? And what is the total estimated charges? Or let us say we are going to monitor CPU utilization, or you can monitor disk utilization, or you can monitor disk read operations, write operations, right? What we call all these terms. So we have few terms which we have to know about. First one is a metric. Metric is nothing but the resource which we are going to monitor. CPU utilization is one metric. Total estimated charges is one metric. And what we call that? Network in, how much data is coming inside, that is one metric. Disk utilization, one metric. These all are called as a metrics. Metric is the component which we are going to monitor using the CloudWatch. So metric is the component or a resource which we are monitoring. So for this, like example will be CPU utilization. CPU utilization, or we can say disk read operations, how many read operations are happening at that particular time. And disk write operations, network bandwidth, network utilization, all these are called as a metrics. And then alert. What is that alert means? So this alert will send a notification email whenever the values are beyond the threshold limit. What is the threshold limit? Let us say CPU is 70%. So whenever the CPU utilization is going more than 70%, then it will create an alert. When that alert will be triggered. So for every alert, there are, how these alerts will be triggered is using a concept called alarm. Billing is a one alarm. Like that, we can create multiple alarms. Okay, so first, what is an alarm? Alarm will generate some kind of an alert. Let us say you have a fire alarm, right? What it will do? It will generate some kind of a sound whenever there is a heat. But here, the alarm will trigger an alert. Alarm will trigger an alert whenever is required. When it will be required? Whenever the status of alarm is something else. So here, by using the alarm, we can trigger the alerts. By using the alarm, we can trigger the alerts. So alarm has 3 states. Alarm has 3 states. One is okay. I can say one is okay. Second one is in alarm. And the third one is insufficient data. Insufficient data. If you create an alarm, that alarm will be one of these 3 states, either in alarm or either okay or insufficient data. Let us take the example of our billing alert, which we created in the first sessions. What we have configured? Whenever the total estimated charges, this is the metric, and we configured for $5, right? So here, continuously that alarm will monitor the metric. This is the metric. And if the total estimated cost is less than $5, then the state will be okay. Then the state will be okay. If the total cost is more than $5, then the state will be in alarm. Then when this state will be? If your alarm is unable to monitor what is the total usage of the metric, like it is unable to identify what is the total estimated cost, then the state will be insufficient. Generally, we will care about either okay or in alarm, right? So in this case, when you would like to receive an email notification, would you like to receive an email notification if the total charge is less than $5? No, not required, because if it is going more than $5, then we need one notification email. So here, whenever you create the alarm, what we do is we will create an alarm. Using the alarm, we will trigger an alert when the state of the alarm is in alarm. When the alarm state will be in alarm? In this example, if the total cost is more than $5. And along with this, we have one more term called dashboard. What is the dashboard? In general, not only AWS, in general, what is the meaning of a dashboard? The place where we can get all the details, right? In a single page or in a single place, we will get all the details. If you observe the dashboard of the car, you can see multiple details, right? Like speedometer, total distance traveled, and what is the fuel status. Everything you can see in a single console. In the same way, on Amazon CloudWatch, there is a feature called dashboard. By using this dashboard, you can observe all the required values in a single page. Let us say I have 3 servers. I can create one dashboard. In that dashboard, let us say I have different servers like production servers, development servers, and testing servers. I can create one dashboard for the production servers. I can create one dashboard for testing servers. I can create third dashboard for development servers. If I open the production dashboard, I can see all the details about the production servers only. Like you can streamline the details what you would like to see. So dashboard is a console where we can configure the required data to be displayed. So no need to every time, no need to search. You can save so that all the data will be automatically displayed whenever you open the dashboard. So first, what we do is we don't want to configure any monitoring. By default, the CloudWatch will configure all the required default monitorings, but it will not generate any alerts. We will see first how to observe some CPU utilization or how to observe some network utilization and all the things. And then we will create one alarm, and we will see how to create an alarm so that we will receive an email notification whenever the CPU utilization is more than 60% or something. Then we can go with the dashboards. Okay, so now here, let me log into our Amazon account. This is our Amazon account. In the search box, you can type CloudWatch. Click on CloudWatch, where you can see monitor resources and applications. Click on CloudWatch. So it will take you to a page. So before showing you about this CloudWatch, what I do is, let me go to the EC2 and let us check, is there any instances running or not? I believe there are some 3 servers running. I believe, let us verify that also. Okay, so we have 3 servers running, server 1A, 2A, 3B. We will see the CPU utilization of each and every server. And here you can see there are some alarms configured. I guess they were created with a DynamoDB service. Give me a second. I'm not sure whether we deleted the DynamoDB services or not, because on Thursday or on Monday or Tuesday, Monday, I think we discussed the DynamoDB, right? Let me check. Okay, so I haven't deleted. Let me delete. It seems I forgot to delete, but anyways, no issues, because up to 25 GB is free tier eligible for the DynamoDB. Okay. So if you see the CloudWatch here, this is the CloudWatch service, right? Let me refresh the page one more time. Okay. And here you can see there is something got configured already here, right? And you can click on all alarms and you can see if there is any alarms already available. It seems somewhere I configured RDS CPU utilization some time ago. I haven't deleted that, but you can ignore that. Let me delete that also just to avoid the confusion. Okay, so whenever you go to the CloudWatch service, you will see like this. This is the dashboard. And on the left side, you can see alarms, where you can see all the alarms configured on your Amazon account. Under the alarm, you can see different options. This is the place where we can create the billing alarm, but I haven't created. I think last time I cleared all the alarms and alerts. And then if you see here, what is this option? Metrics. And you can see all metrics, right? If I click on all metrics, you can see the list of all metrics available on this particular Amazon account. But here you can see only few different services available. The reason is, whatever the services you utilized as of now, only those metrics will be displayed. If you start some ABC service, then you can see the metrics about the ABC service here. Now, what is my goal is, I would like to observe what is the CPU utilization of server 1A from the last 1 day, or let us say in the last 1 hour, 1 hour or 2 hours. So I have to go to the EC2. Click on the EC2. And now here you can see one option called per instance metrics. Click on per instance metrics. What is the meaning of that per instance metric is, it will display the metrics based on each and every EC2 instance. So you can see server 1A, network incoming, network packets going out, CPU utilization, everything you can see. And if you scroll down further, you can see the details about server 2A and then server 3B And you can see there are some other instances details also, but we don't have any instances running, right? But why these metrics are available? If you delete the EC2 instance, immediately the metrics will not be cleared. When the unused data will be deleted, like here you can see, this was the EC2 instance which we created few days back. When this entry will be automatically deleted from the CloudWatch is if this metric is unable to receive any data for the next 30 days. If it is unable to observe or monitor continuously for 30 days, it cannot get any new data, right? Then automatically that metrics will be deleted. So we haven't deleted that EC2 instance 30 days back. That was deleted like few days back only. That's why still they are available. No need to delete anything manually. They will be deleted automatically after 30 days, the moment once you delete the instances. Okay. Now what is our requirement? Monitor the CPU utilization of server 1A, right? So here you can see the server 1A, and this is the CPU utilization, right? Okay. I think. Okay, this is the CPU utilization. Let me select the checkbox. And now here you can see the graph of the CPU utilization on server 1A. And what it is showing? It is showing from the last 3 hours. From the last 3 hours, what is the time right now? Approximately 6:30, right? What is the time you can see here? 15:30. 15:30 is nothing but 3:30 p.m. So from the last 3 hours, the CPU utilization of the server 1A looks like this. Maximum it reached 0.43% because we are not using that, right? That was kept idle. Okay, if I click on 1 hour, you can see this is the last 1 hour CPU utilization. Or if you like to see in the last 1 day, just here you can click on 1 day. That means from the yesterday 6:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. today. But yesterday 6:30 p.m. there is no such instance exist because this instance was created today morning around like 8 a.m. or so. That's why you can see the information starting from 7:55. At the time of creation, I have used that instance like logging in, doing something. That's why I can see 61% CPU utilization. Then it was dropped down. Then somewhere at afternoon, no, not afternoon, at 10:55, the CPU utilization is 47%. So this is how it will be monitored. We haven't configured anything, right? Automatically, the CloudWatch will monitor all the metrics of all your services. What we have to do is, if you need some alert mechanism, like if you'd like to receive an alert, then you have to create that alert manually. Okay. Now, at the same page, I would like to see the CPU utilization of server 2A and server 3 also. So without unchecking the box, I will scroll down. And here server 2A, this is the CPU utilization of server 2A. Select the checkbox. Again, scroll down. CPU utilization of server 3, right? I selected all the 3 checkboxes. 3 metrics, all are CPU utilization, but 3 different servers. You can see in 3 different colors. Which color belongs to which server? You can see blue color is for server 1A. Blue color is for server 1A. Orange color represents server 2A. And green color is server 3. So let me check for the last 3 hours. These are the values, which looks like somewhat confusing, right? If you like to see only server 1A, here you can click on this server 1A name. So it only displays the server 1A. If you would like to see the server 2A, just click on that, server 3A. But what if I go back? Again, I have to select all the search boxes manually if you would like to observe the same CPU utilization. Every time you have to search and you have to select. Instead of that, we can use the concept of a dashboard. What we can use the dashboard is, we can create one dashboard, create a dashboard for, or we can say, to monitor all production servers. Let us say only the server 1 and server 2 are production servers. Let us say server 3 we are using for testing purpose. So here create a dashboard and let us name it as production. In that, what we do is we will create a widget like a console, speedometer, that is one widget in the car dashboard, and a fuel indicator, that is one widget in the car dashboard. Create a widget which will monitor CPU utilization of server 1 and server 2. Then we can create a widget which will monitor data disk read operations. For every metric, you can create a separate widget and you can name them as CPU utilization, or automatically that will be entered. That's not an issue. Disk read operations. Like that, you can add multiple widgets. Let us say fourth one, network incoming or network outgoing. Any kind of a metric, you can create them as a dashboard. Okay, let us go with first these two so that you will get some clarity on what is the dashboard, how it looks like, and how to create that widgets, so that every time without searching, by simple click, you can monitor all the required values. Okay, right. But for the dashboard, I will give a name as a production. For the widgets, the name will be automatically selected based on the metric which we are monitoring. Okay, right. So let me log into our Amazon account. So once you get into the CloudWatch service, here you can see there is one option called dashboards. On the left side, on the top left side, you can see there is an option called dashboards. And in this service, wait a second. This is how you will get for the first time. Whenever you go to the dashboards, you can see in this way. And here you can see there are two different tabs, custom dashboards and automatic dashboards. If you click on the automatic dashboards, they will show you some kind of a automatic dashboards. So EC2 here, if I click on EC2, it will show like this: CPU utilization average, disk read bytes average for all the servers. This is what we are going to create according to our requirement. So if I click on this, it will show the CPU utilization of all the EC2 instances. But I don't need the server 3 details because the server 3 is not a production server, right? That is the reason we are going to create the custom dashboards. Click on create dashboard here. Give some name. I will say like a production dashboard, which will display the production server details. Click on create dashboard. The dashboard will be created. Just wait for 1 minute. So the dashboard got created and you will get into this page. So no need to add directly here. We can add separately. Now, if you go back to the dashboards, you can see there is one dashboard here. But if I go to dashboard, we cannot see any data. We haven't configured what data you would like to monitor. So we have to create a widget. What is the meaning of a widget? Is a console where you can see the data. Like speedometer, that is one widget. I think in your computers also, you can add some widgets which will display the clock, some temperature, right? In the same way here, we can add our widget. Click on add a first widget, or here also you can click on add widget. And how you would like to display the values. Always it is recommended to select the line. Select the line, then select metrics. Now here you have to select what metric you would like to display in the dashboard. So I would like to display the CPU utilization of server 1 and server 2. So click on EC2 per instance metrics. So here we have a lot of things. What I do is in the search box, I will type CPU utilization and click enter. So it only display the CPU utilization metric. So here directly I will select server 1A and server 2A. Instead of using the filter, you can go through the from starting to ending to select the required values. And then click on create widget. And here, let me expand it. What it is displaying? Average. I don't want to see the average. I would like to see the maximum CPU utilization in a given 1 minute window. And in the last 3 hours, if you consider every 1 minute, it will display the maximum CPU utilization. Like from 6 p.m. to 6:01 p.m., what is the maximum utilization? From 6:02 to 6:03, what is the maximum utilization? Everything will be displayed. What if you select 5 minutes? From 6 to 6:05, if it reaches 80% once and 90% once, it will only display the 90%. If you select average, it will calculate the average in the given 5 minutes window and it will display the average CPU utilization. So according to your requirement, you can select it and you can click on close. Then you have to click on save dashboard. That is a mandate. If you don't save, this widget will be removed. Now I will add another widget which will display the disk read operations. Click on line, metrics. So go to EC2 per instance metrics. And what I would like to check is disk read operations. How many read operations are happening? So I will type disk read OPS. Disk READ OPS. Okay. So server 1A and server 2A. And then click on create widget. So now it got added. Like this, you can add as many widgets as you need. The advantage of the dashboard is if I click on save dashboard, the dashboard will be saved and I can come out of the CloudWatch service. And whenever you would like to monitor your production servers, you can go to the production dashboard and it will display all the details in different widgets. So if you would like to see the CPU utilization, just you can click on this widget and it will be expanded and you can see the details. Like this, you can add any kind of a metric, like add widget, line, metrics. And this time, what I go to is, I will go to the EBS, a different metric, per volume metrics. So here, read operations. Let us say if you are using a database, obviously you have to monitor the read operations, right? So here you can monitor the read operations and write operations. Or wait a second. Volume read bytes. No, not this one. Yeah, let me select the volume read operations. It is a case sensitive. You have to type the exact name. Volume, capital READ BYTES. Just I am seeing here and I am typing it. Okay. Out of all these, I don't know which what is our EC2 instances, but anyways, let me select some random things. Create widget. And here you can see the read bytes, how much data is getting read per second or per minute. That you can see here. And average is a 5 minutes. I will say maximum, and I would like to see for every 1 minute. So you can see the values because the servers we are not using. That's why the read bytes are very less. Read bytes. How much data? Like every minute 10 KB is getting read or 1 GB is getting read. That information will be available here. Like this, you can add as many metrics as you need. If you have a load balancer, but we don't have a load balancer. If you have a load balancer, you can monitor the load balancer also. What kind of things you can monitor in the load balancer? How many users got connected, or how many in the load balancer, you might have a 2 targets or 3 targets, right? Each target, how many users got connected, like target group, and request count per target. Let us say if you have 3 targets in the target group, every target is handling how many requests per minute. That you can monitor using this one. Like this, you can add as many details as you need. And here I got some error, right? No data available. Why? Because I don't have any load balancer running. Yesterday, we created one load balancer and we deleted it, right? That's why it is not displaying any value. But if I go for 1 week back, or let us say 1 day back, you can see some data here because yesterday we created one thing, right? Not average, let us say maximum. It is unable to display, very small number. It's in 0.19 unit. It sees a total 11 requests received by the load balancer yesterday at so and so time, 6:50 p.m. Yesterday 6:50 p.m. Total, it handled 11 requests per target. We created 2 or 3, right? So it handled like almost like 11 targets per target. That means we can say total 2 targets handled 22 requests. So whatever you would like to monitor, you can monitor that by creating the widgets. But the moment once you create the widget, you have to click on Save Dashboard. And these dashboards are not free. Under free tier eligible, you can create 2 dashboards and you can create 10 metrics. If you create more than 10 metrics, you will be charged. So here we created 4 metrics, right? So you are eligible for free tier. If you create more than 10 altogether, you will be charged. Per dashboard, you will be charged $2 per month. Every month, there is a charge of $2 for every dashboard. If you create multiple dashboards, you will be charged for each and every dashboard as $2 per month per dashboard. Okay. So now, how to receive an alerts? Most important thing is not only the monitoring, alerting. How to receive an alerts from the CloudWatch. So here, what we do is, we will configure, create an alarm to send an email notification when the CPU utilization on server 1A exceeds 70, let us say 60%. Or I will do one thing. Yeah, okay, 60% we can. Because if I open something called Google Chrome or something, and if I open multiple tabs, obviously the CPU will go like more than 100%. Because we have only one CPU on that server. We will simulate the CPU will go more than 60%, and we will get one notification, and then only we can confirm that the CloudWatch will send alerts as per the requirement. Okay, so here the metric, what is the metric? CPU utilization. I can say not CPU utilization, max CPU utilization. And then what is the threshold? Threshold value. What is the threshold value? 60. Whenever the CPU utilization, that is obviously a percentage. And then how to trigger an alert? How the alert will be triggered? Email. how the email will be received? SNS will be used to send an email notification. SNS is a service, simple notification service. Because your, what we call that, your CloudWatch cannot cannot deliver an email. So to deliver the email alert, it will use a service called simple notification service. It will use a service called simple notification service. So now let us see how to create an alarm and how to receive an alert whenever the CPU utilization of your server 1A exceeds 60%. So go to the CloudWatch service, type CloudWatch in the search box and click on CloudWatch. Go to the CloudWatch service. And on the left side, here you can click on all alarms just to check what are the alarms available. We don't have any alarms, right? Okay. Now I'm going to click on create alarm. Click on create alarm. Now we need to select the metric which you would like to monitor and when you would like to send an alert. Click on select metric. So here it is displaying the values, same as like how you observe the metrics. Click on the EC2. Then click on per instance metrics. Now I would like to monitor, create an alert for server 1A CPU utilization. Here is the one, CPU utilization, right? Click on select metric. Don't change the name of this metric name because these are the predefined names. If it finds CPU utilization, then only it will monitor the utilization, CPU utilization of your EC2 instance. Then what you would like to monitor, average CPU or a maximum CPU, that you can select here. Maximum CPU in a given 1 minute window. In a given 1 minute window, if the CPU is more than 60%, then I would like to receive the alert. Generally in the real time, they will select 5 minutes. Then threshold type static. And when you would like to receive an alert, whenever the CPU utilization is greater than 60%, don't type the percentage symbol. If the CPU is 60 point something, you will receive the alert. If you select greater than or equal, then even for 60% of the CPU utilization, you will receive the email alert. But we don't want to get any email alert if the CPU is less than 60%. So select greater than and 60, scroll down and click on next. Alarm state trigger. When you would like to trigger the alert. So first we need to identify the states, right? If the CPU is less than 60%, what will be the state? Okay. And I don't want to receive any alert. Whenever the CPU is more than 60%, then the state of the alarm will be in alarm. And that's where I would like to receive an email alert. So select alarm state trigger as in alarm. Then here create a new topic. I will say that CPU utilization on server 1A. You can use any meaningful name. Server 1A 60%. Okay, I think it doesn't support these special characters. Wait a second. I will use hyphen. Because spaces are not allowed. Just you have to use some meaningful name. And here you have to provide the email alert. You have to provide an email alert. Okay, it seems here there is a space. So you can give email address here. What if you would like to add multiple email address? You have to use comma and you can type the other email address also. Like this, you can add as many email address as you want. Generally, they will create one group email. Like they will have, every team will have their group email, like monitoringteam@companyname.com. So in that group, all the team members will be added. So here, instead of personal emails, the group emails will be entered. Okay. Then click on create topic. The moment you click on the create topic, to this provided email address, you will receive one subscription confirmation email. You have to subscribe to that particular subscription confirmation email address. Let me log into the Gmail, and here you can see. To confirm this subscription, you have to click on this link. Otherwise, you don't receive any emails. By clicking on this confirm subscription button, you are providing your consent to send email notifications by AWS. Click on confirm subscription and we are good. So then just scroll down and click on next. Alarm name, you can give any name. So server 1A, CPU utilization. Click on next and scroll down. You can review all the values and configurations and click on create alarm. So the alarm got created. And initially, what is the state here? Because it will take some time to receive the data. And also, I would like to show you one more thing. What are the different types of monitorings we can enable on the instances? One is the basic monitoring and the other one is a detailed or enhanced monitoring, right? Basic monitoring is a free of cost and enhanced monitoring will applicable with some additional charges. So if you don't enable detailed monitoring, the details will be updated every 5 minutes. If you enable detailed monitoring, every 1 minute, the data will be updated. How to enable detailed monitoring is select your EC2 instance, click on the monitoring tab. Here also you can see the details of the CPU. And here there is one option called manage detailed monitoring. Click on that. So select the checkbox, enable, and monitoring graphs with a 1 minute period for the instance. If you don't enable, a 5 minute period will be updated. So you have to wait for 5 minutes to get the data. So now it is done. Now what we do is, let us log into our server 1A and let us try to increase the CPU utilization. When the CPU is going more than 70%, then only you will receive an email alert, right? Okay. So here select the one and let me go to the connect because I need to get the password. Give me a second. As it is a Windows machine, we need to log in using the remote desktop connection. Okay, I got the password. And how to log into the Windows EC2 instance? Just open the RDP, remote desktop connection. Then enter the public IP address. So here you can see the public IP address. Click on connect. Already I copied the password. Let me paste the password and click on enter. So from that EC2 instance, like let us say if you log into your laptop, in your laptop, how can you identify or how can you monitor what is the CPU utilization? How to monitor that? In this computer, I would like to monitor the CPU utilization. How can I monitor? So in the taskbar, even on your laptop also, right click and you can click on task manager. So here you can see the CPU is like 18% or something. Now I would like to increase that CPU. When the CPU will be increased, if you do a lot of actions on the EC2 instance, then the CPU will be increased. What I do is I will open an Internet Explorer. and I will try to create open multiple tabs. So I can press Control T. If it doesn't work, I will use a Google Chrome, because if you open multiple tabs, automatically the Google Chrome will consume a lot of CPU. You can see whenever I'm continuously opening the tabs, my browser will utilize all the CPU, and the CPU is going more than 60%. And if the CPU utilization is more than 60% for 1 minute, then it will consider that the threshold value has been crossed. So you will receive an email alert. So while you are creating this, let me go to the CloudWatch. Let me go to the CloudWatch to observe what is monitored in the CloudWatch. And the moment I stop creating the tabs, you can see that the CPU dropped down to 13%. But it has to be wait for at least 1 minute. Then only you will receive what we call that email alerts. So it doesn't exceed the CPU 60%. Just 8% or somewhere. So you have to continuously open that, like continuously open, or you can do whatever it is, but the CPU should be more than 60%. But if you open a Google Chrome, if you are able to install Google Chrome, then it will consume a lot of space. Or you can install some softwares. You can install some software or whatever it is. So we will wait for 1 minute so that the CPU will be at more than 60%. So right now the time is 1:28. So we will wait till 1:30 p.m. on the server timing. And then we will go there and you will receive an email alert on your email address. So if you are doing something continuously, obviously you will get the CPU is more than 92%. But you cannot observe that in your laptop, because in your laptop you will have the bigger CPUs, more number of CPUs. And this is a T2.micro, which is a basic EC2 instance and which is having very less processing capacity. Okay. So what we do is, and you can see it here, Internet Explorer itself consuming 71% of CPU utilization, and rest of all are having like very small number, 7%, 4%, 3%. Internet Explorer itself is using the maximum CPU utilization. Okay. So now what I do is, let me minimize this. I think we are enough. And I will go to the CloudWatch. And we will open our alarm and check what is the status. And it seems everything is good. There is no failure or something. Somewhere it reached, okay, you can see here, it is more than the threshold value, 60%. I think we need to refresh the page, then you can observe that. So by this time, you might receive what we call that email alert on your email address also. Let me open that. Let me check. Already we received just now, it seems 1 minute back. This is the alert. If the CPU utilization is more than 60% for continuous 1 minute of time, then automatically you will receive the email alert. And here you can see 81.89% CPU utilization on August 4th, 2022 at 1:28. If you remember, I started increasing the CPU at 1:28 till 1:29. I continuously tried to maintain the CPU for more than 60%, right? So it will identify the exact timestamp at what time the CPU exceeded the threshold value. And you might have multiple AWS accounts. So this alert is for which AWS account? That you can see your AWS account number also, account ID. And this is the name which will be meaningful to understand this, what we call that this alert is for server 1A. This alert is for server 1A. This is how we can easily identify. If you don't mention the server name, like EC2 instance name, you don't know that for which server or for which EC2 instance you are getting this particular alert. All right. Okay. So now, after some time, the CPU utilization drop down. You can see here. Right. What is the CPU utilization here? 32%. 32%. Because we stopped all the things. We stopped all the things. Like we haven't, if I go to the EC2 instance, what is the CPU utilization? 24%, 30%, which is less than 60, right? So that's why the CPU utilization of that EC2 instance is less than 60%, and hence the state of the alarm is okay. And now it got increased, right? So obviously, again, you will receive, you can expect another email alert. Let me refresh. But it will take like 1 minute of time to get the details. It won't get every second or every 2 seconds. It will collect the information every 1 minute. If after that, if the CPU utilization is more than so and so value, automatically the state will be changing from okay to what we call that okay to in alarm. Right now the state is okay because the CPU utilization is less than 60%. This is how you can create the alerts for any kind of a metric. That depends on your requirement. For every alarm, you will receive an alert, and to send the email alert, they will use SNS topic, simple notification service. Okay. So this is about the CloudWatch. And there will be something called SysOps team, and their job is continuously monitoring and application maintenance. Whoever is into the application maintenance or application installations, they will use the same CloudWatch for log monitoring also. Let us say you have one application running, Apache web server or PHP application. It will have some kind of a log files, right? Error.log, HTTPD log, some logs are there. You can collect those logs and you can send all those logs into the CloudWatch also. But that requires a CloudWatch agent to be installed. There will be a CloudWatch agent which you can download and install, so that the CloudWatch agent will communicate with the CloudWatch and they will send all the data into the logs here. You can see the logs, right? So here you can create a log group. Create log group. So I can say PHP application, so that in this I will maintain all the logs about the PHP application, and I would like to maintain the logs forever. I don't want to delete those logs. I can click on create. So they don't allow the spaces. Click on create. And in this log group, don't worry about all these things. They are automatically created when we create a multi-AZ deployment of the database. For the databases, we enable some log files, right? Those log files will be stored here. See here, RDS instance, replica 1, replica 2. If I go there, you can see the log files of that particular EC database instance. This is how the log files will be available. So CloudWatch is not only a monitoring, not only the resource monitoring tool. Using the CloudWatch, you can monitor the resource of your instances, and you can monitor the logs also. Logs of your applications or EC2 instances and everything, which is not required for us. Just you have to know that we can use the CloudWatch to monitor the logs also. If you are planning for a DevOps, obviously you have to know about this log groups, logs and everything. Okay, like AWS DevOps, they will use that. But in the real time, every DevOps team will use some kind of a log monitoring tools. Do you know any log monitoring tools in the real time? Keeping this CloudWatch aside, the popular tool is Splunk, S-P-L-U-N-K, Splunk. That is the most popular tool for log monitoring. They can store all the logs from different servers in a single server, and they will create some kind of keywords. If in the log file, a keyword called error is available. Automatically an email alert will be triggered by attaching that entire log file, like the 10 lines of that particular log or 20 lines of that particular log. It will send you an alert email. Splunk is the most popular, and there are n number of things are available. I think there is one thing called SolarWinds. They will provide some kind of syslog servers. Have you ever heard about like log servers? Syslog servers. Those are nothing but they will collect the logs from different servers, and they will store all the logs in a centralized location. So without logging into individual servers, you can go to the log server and you can get whatever the log you need. So the popular log monitoring tools are, and those are mandatory for DevOps people, like Splunk is one. And there is one thing called Paper Trail app. Different organizations will use a different tools, but the Splunk is the most popular tool. And do you know any monitoring tool or most popular monitoring tool in the market? So CloudWatch is the AWS one, right? What is the most popular monitoring tool available in the market? Have you heard about like Nagios? Nagios. This is the most popular tool. It is available since like few decades in the market. Still, that is the most popular. But now the cloud came and nobody is using all these things. Everyone is using some kind of what we call the cloud monitoring tools like Nagios or Site 24/7. If you are a DevOps engineer, you must know at least one monitoring tool, like one resource monitoring tool and one log monitoring tool. If you know any one of the monitoring tools, you can manage any kind of a monitoring tool. Okay, so here, let me show you. And there are few companies who will maintain a separate Splunk administrator. They will maintain a separate team for the Splunk. So this is what the Splunk website. Okay, and one more thing I told you, like Nagios, which is a monitoring tool, the most popular monitoring tool. So open source is available, and a cloud version is available, and paid versions are also available. Nagios, this is what I said, log server. Nagios can be used as a resource monitoring and log monitoring also. And there is something called SolarWinds. They are providing n number of such kind of tools. Ticketing tools are available, or monitoring tools are available, alerting tools are available. So these are the things like network management, system management. So these are the different tools available. Here also you can see a lot of tools about the sys monitors or log log servers and all the things. This is the one, log analyzer, by using which is a kind of a log monitoring tool. So there is no guarantee that which company will use what kind of monitoring tools and what kind of log monitoring tools. They can use on their own, but you have to understand the concept, like how they will work and how it looks like and all the things. Okay, right. So this is about the CloudWatch, which is a monitoring and alerting tool. Monitoring contains resource monitoring and log monitoring. Okay, right. So on this CloudWatch, are you guys clear or any questions? Okay. So then tomorrow we can go with application services, which is a kind of a tools or services which can be integrated with the applications designed by the developers and the AWS resources. Like SNS. SNS is the application service, because we use that SNS with a service called CloudWatch. And there are some application services like SQS, simple queue service, SES, simple email service, and there is something called Elastic Transcoder, Kinesis. So these are the different application services available on Amazon platform, which we'll cover in the tomorrow's session. Okay. Then on Saturday, we can go with a cloud formation tool, which is a DevOps tool, but we will see how to use that. and what it is, how to create the infrastructure using the cloud formation, that we will cover on Saturday's class. Then we will be done almost everything, but we have few things left, like Elastic Cache, which is an in-memory database for SQL data, RDS database instances. And I'm not sure whether we covered the storage gateways or not. So the storage gateways also to be covered. There's a theoretical part, storage gateways. We have different types of gateways available. Cached gateways, volume gateways, tape gateways. So we have to understand how they will work and what is the use case. Okay. So those are the things we have to cover. And then we have a few other additional things like Lambda, which is also a developer tool that we will see later. Okay. Mostly by Wednesday or so, we'll complete the topics. And then Thursday, we can start doing the, like deploying some kind of application by creating a production kind of an environment. Because whatever we created individually, we will combine all the services together to deploy one production application. So we have to create like highly available infrastructure, secured infrastructure, and reliable infrastructure. That is our job. We don't care about like what application is running, but whatever the components are created for maintaining the application, those components must be highly available. That is our job as a solutions architect. Okay. All right. Okay. Then any questions? Okay, then thank you everyone. We'll continue tomorrow. Project analysis, it is not a development, right? So actually we have to create the infrastructure. So how the infrastructure looks like in a production environment, that we have to, right? So whenever you create a Windows server, what is the security groups rule being created? We open RDK from anywhere, right? But in the real time, we don't open anywhere. Only my IP. Not only my IP, like we will use a VPN. We don't assign a public IP also. We will maintain every server using a private IP. So without private IP, without a public IP, we cannot log in, right? We will use a VPN server. So third party, VPN is a third party. That we will install. There is a open source, not open source. They will provide full user license for you. We will install the software and we will configure a VPN server, and we will see how to use the VPN to log into your PC and to access. That we will cover all that. Reader eligibility up to 1,000 emails per month. Up to 1,000 emails per month reader. AWS is the easiest one. AWS is the easiest one. మెయిల్ కి కాదు, అక్కడ మీకు లింక్ వస్తుంది కదా, లింక్ లో అప్లోడ్ చేసి మళ్ళీ మెయిల్ రిప్లై ఎన్ని డేస్ అయితే మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి అదే మెయిల్ కి రిప్లై స్టేటస్